Elon Musk, Oprah Winfrey, Steve Jobs. All hit some very low points in their lives before they made it big. They had to claw their way up just like everyone else. The difference between the high achievers and the low achievers is their mindset, to never quit, never stop trying. Their stories are truly inspirational, please keep watching. Steve Jobs was fired from Apple, the company he co-founded. After the launch of the Lisa computer, Steve Jobs was forced to leave Apple in 1985. He once said about this incident, "I didn't see it then, but it turned out that getting fired from Apple was the best thing that could have ever happened to me." He later came back and revived Apple, turning it into one of the most valuable companies in the world. Everything happens for a reason. Never lose hope. Never lose faith. J.K. Rowling was unemployed and living on government aid. Before publishing the Harry Potter series, J.K. Rowling was a struggling single mother living on welfare. She wrote in cafes while her daughter napped until she successfully got Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone published. The series is now known worldwide and has made Rowling one of the wealthiest women in the UK. Ms. Rowling continued writing even when it could not pay her bills at that time. The lesson is, never quit. Oprah Winfrey grew up in poverty and faced numerous personal tragedies. Despite facing numerous challenges including poverty, abuse, and personal losses, Oprah Winfrey is now one of the most influential women in the world. She often shares her stories of resilience and determination, inspiring millions with her television show and media empire. Oprah made the mindful choice to forget her past pain, for it could not hurt her anymore. Walt Disney filed for bankruptcy after failing to find success with his first company. Before creating Disney, Walt Disney's first business, the Laugh-O-Gram Studio, went bankrupt. He was discouraged but did not give up. He then moved to Hollywood and established the Disney Brothers Studio with his brother. This goes to show that destiny awaits those who persevere. Elon Musk was on the verge of bankruptcy with SpaceX and Tesla. In 2008, both SpaceX and Tesla were on the brink of bankruptcy. Musk was funding both companies himself and had run out of cash. He's quoted as saying that period was the most difficult and painful time of his life. A final successful launch of SpaceX's Falcon 1 rocket and a last-minute funding round for Tesla saved both companies. It's always darkest before dawn. Just do one more push before you throw in the towel. Often that is all that is needed for your breakthrough. Thomas Edison had multiple failed experiments to invent the light bulb. Before finding success, Edison failed in more than 1,000 attempts to invent the light bulb. However, he viewed it as a step closer to success, famously saying, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." It turns out Edison was the original Energizer Bunny. Who knew? Never ever give up. Andrew Carnegie lived in poverty after emigrating from Scotland to the US. Carnegie moved to the US as a young boy, where his family lived in poverty. Starting with a bob-and-boy job, he went on to invest wisely and build several successful companies, becoming one of the wealthiest and most philanthropic men in history. Nobody ever remembers the rags. They are and will just be but a faint footnote. Stephen King was a struggling writer, and had dozens of rejections for his acclaimed work, Carrie. Stephen King threw the initial pages of Carrie in the trash, frustrated by the rejections. His wife retrieved the discarded manuscript and encouraged him to continue, which led to Carrie becoming a hit and launching his prolific writing career. People often reject what they don't know, but no one has the crystal ball. Never let rejection stop you from pursuing your dreams. You have the inside track. Henry Ford had multiple failed automotive businesses. Before founding the successful Ford Motor Company, Henry Ford failed with 2 other car businesses. Each experience offered valuable lessons that were instrumental in his eventual success with Ford. I bet you did not know of Henry Ford's failed businesses. Failures are great learning opportunities. Vera Wang was denied the opportunity to become an editor-in-chief at Vogue. After working in Vogue for 15 years and being turned down for the editor-in-chief position, Wang decided to leave. She went into the bridal wear industry and became one of the most prominent designers in fashion. She created a name for herself in an industry she had never considered. Employers generally undervalue their workers to compress their wage bill. Fact. When they make their evaluation abundantly clear to you, you must have the courage and self-respect to move on. Albert Einstein struggled to find a job after university. Einstein graduated from Zurich Polytechnic but failed to secure a job related to his field for almost 2 years. His days of struggle soon ended when he published 4 papers that revolutionized physics, including the theory of relativity. If a genius could not find a job, we all need to be kinder to ourselves, and just keep working, focused and improving ourselves. Jack Ma failed multiple job applications. Before founding Alibaba, Jack Ma applied for 30 different jobs and got rejected by all, including KFC and a police officer job. His determination led him to create one of the largest e-commerce platforms in the world. This is telling. If employers think you are unemployable, you must have a higher calling. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. Michael Jordan was demoted from the varsity team to the junior team because of his height in his sophomore year in high school. He channeled the disappointment as motivation and trained vigorously. He also gained 7 inches and returned the following year to dominate the game, later establishing himself as one of the greatest players in basketball history. Motivation can come from anywhere. Channel negative energy into a positive mindset, take positive action and conquer. Colonel Sanders started KFC at 65 after failing in various jobs. Sanders held dozens of jobs, including a fireman, steamboat operator, and insurance salesman, before starting KFC at the age of 65. His now global brand is a testament to persistence in the face of failure. It took him a while, but he finally got around to it. It's never too late, as long as you are breathing. Walt Bettinger failed a class in college, not earth-shattering, but failure nonetheless. Bettinger, the CEO of Charles Schwab, failed a class in his final year of college, a blow to his 4.0 GPA. The experience taught him about empathy and humility, powerful tools he used to lead one of the largest brokerage firms in the U.S. Failing a class helped humble an otherwise arrogant would-be banker, which was a blessing for average investors. Failure is only a temporary setback, an opportunity to do better. Milton S. Hershey had 3 failed candy companies. Before establishing Hershey's Chocolate, Milton S. Hershey started 3 other candy companies, all of which failed. However, his failures didn't discourage him, and he eventually pioneered the production of affordable milk chocolate. If Hershey had given up, chocolate would still be a delicacy only accessible to the rich, like caviar. Unimaginable. Don't you ever quit? Soichiro Honda was rejected by a big automotive company. Before founding Honda Company, Soichiro Honda applied for an engineering job at Toyota but was rejected. Undeterred, he started making scooters at home and eventually established Honda Company, a globally known automotive and motorcycle company. When somebody who does not know you rejects you, it has to be a blessing. It means greater things are ahead. Keep your head up. Benjamin Franklin ran away from his apprentice job. Franklin ran away from his brother's printing press where he was an apprentice. He was poor and practically homeless, but through eventual determination and resourcefulness, he became one of the most prominent figures in American history. Running away? Such negativity. He quit the dead-end job because he had a higher calling. That takes courage. Abraham Lincoln lost multiple elections, failed multiple businesses. Lincoln faced multiple failures, early childhood hardship, and considerable political defeats. However, he tenaciously pursued his law and political career, eventually becoming one of the most revered presidents in U.S. history. Perhaps it was his earlier failures that transformed him into the great leader he eventually became. He just had to learn and keep moving. Richard Branson struggled with dyslexia throughout his school years. As a student, Branson struggled with dyslexia. Despite this, his entrepreneurial journey led him to found the Virgin Group, which controls more than 400 companies. Sir Branson might have had issues with reading, but that did not prevent him from developing sound business acumen. Most smart people think they need to know and understand every aspect of their work or business to succeed, but there's always help around you. Focus on the idea, the vision, then find the right people or team to bring that to fruition. Failure is only a death knell if you quit or stop trying. Thank you for watching.